In our previous challenge videos, we crafted entire games using just one sprite and even no sprites at all. Now we are taking up a notch by building a complete scratch game using only a single script. Yes, you heard that right, just one single script for the whole game. The first thing I did was deciding which blocks I could actually use. Since we are using only a single script, we can't use clones for obvious reasons, no custom blocks, or even some event blocks such as the key blocks and broadcasting messages. So that's a big move from the start. Next, I had to come up with an idea for the game. I've already made a clicker game and a rhythm game in our previous challenge videos. Make sure to check them out if you haven't, links are in the description below. And for this challenge video, I thought of making a reaction game, all in just one script. Let's dive in and get started. So start off with our tradition by deleting the scratch cat, and we need a sprite that we can click, right? We got Champ99, my favorite sprite, but it might be hard to click and he's pretty tall, Donut. We got Frank. I have no idea why this is here. We got this abomination. Oh my god, this is perfect. Since we are only using a single script, we are technically only limited to a single sprite as well. But still, we could upload a backdrop, but I'll keep it blank for now. So to start off, when green flag click, this is the only event block we have to use. That's cool. So first of all, since it's a reaction game, we could just start off by saying go to random position. Oops, just put a wait. There we go. So now we just got our random movement. Yes, it works, but still there are some issues. The squirrel sometimes goes way past the edge, making it hard to click, and we don't want that. The second issue is because of how the random block works, the squirrel might end up really close to its previous position, and we don't want that, as we want to make this game hard. To start off with the issue 1, which is our border, we don't want our squirrel to go beyond the border, and that's pretty easy to fix. We need to place our squirrel, -207 would do, so we could just get rid of this random block, and instead we could forever go to X and Y from -207 to 207. And now, oops. And now our squirrel won't go past the border. We could do same for the Y axis, grab this thing here, get the border, duplicate, 141 to 148. Slap this block here, and I hate you scratch. Slap this here, and now we are pretty much done fixing our first issue. The squirrel does not go way past the edge. And now to fix our second issue. To fix that, let's create 2 new variables called new X for all sprites, because anyways I'll be only using one sprite, and previous X. So these 2 variables will record, let me just delete this. These 2 variables will record the new X position and previous X position. So first of all, we need to set our previous X position to 0. So now how do we do it? How do we make our sprite go to another position which is far away from the previous position? So we could do it using a repeat until block, grab a greater than, a minus. When we subtract our previous X position from our new X position, and we need to grab this ABS operator. So basically it gets an absolute number. So to simplify it further, if you subtract 20 by 10, that's 10, and we slap on the ABS operator, it still gives 10. And let's say something like 20 minus 30, that should give -10, and we put it on the ABS, it returns us 10. So basically we are getting a positive input. So we need to subtract our previous X position to our new X position, and if that value is greater than 50 steps, we need to set our new X to pick random from this. So let's put it there, put new X, and for now I'll just get rid of the Y, put it to 0, and then we need to set our previous X position to our new X position. So now you can see our sprite moves at least 50 steps away from all position. So how did this code actually work? So now currently we got our sprite at X position 176, and using our set new X block, our current X value is -113. And if we subtract both of those values, which gives us 289, yes, it's greater than 50, so it moves to its new X position, as you can see like that. And now let's take another example. So our previous X position is 53, and our new X position generated is 98. And if we subtracted both, we get a value of 45, and using the ABS, we could convert it into a positive value, which gives us 45. So our squirrel is actually only 45 units away from its original position, and we don't want that. using this repeat until block, it will repeat until that portion is greater. So we got our new expression as negative 171. And now using this block, we'll actually go to our new portion like that. But that won't be enough because we need to now set our previous x portion to our new x, which is the current portion. There we go. And with this loop, we can always ensure that our squirrel is actually 50 units away from its previous portion. And yep, that should do the trick. And we could do the exact same thing for our y portion. We just need to duplicate, make two new variables called new y and previous y. Change this to previous y portion and the new y portion. And if it's greater than 50 and combine both of these, there we go. We could remove this wait 1 second block. And now we need to set our new y portion to this random value, go to our new y portion, and finally set our previous y portion to our new y portion. There we go. Yep, I removed that as well. And there we go, we finally got our squirrel moving perfectly. So it now moves at least 50 steps away from its previous portion. Since we are done moving the sprite, now it's time to code our detection. For that, let's drag if statement, and it could be pretty easy, just simple stuff. If mouse down and if touching mouse pointer, we could maybe change our color effect just for now. Yep, let's change our color effect by 25 and let's wait like 0.05 seconds for now. And now let's put it here, clear the graphic effects. So now if we test our code, you can see although I'm clearly clicking the squirrel, the color does not change. It changes sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. And the problem here is because of this wait block. So to fix that, we need to make two new variables called move interval and last time. At the beginning, we can set our move interval variable to the amount of seconds we need to actually wait before moving to the next portion. So for now, let's put it 1. And now we could get rid of this wait seconds. And we need to set our last time to timer. Yes, we'll be using our timer block since we really can't wait. So now drag a if statement and drag a minus and a greater than. So if our timer minus last time, we could just rename it to something like last move time to be more specific. So if our timer minus the last move time is greater than our move interval, then we need to do all our scripts here. So let's set that if statement and there we go. But still we are not quite done. After moving to the next portion, we actually need to set again our last move time to the timer value. And there we go. So I have a whole duplicate. Oops. And now with this code, I think it should finally work. So let's show the timer variable as well. So you can see the timer variable is always running. It only resets when we click the green flag. And I can see our detection actually works and the sprite moves normally as well. Awesome. So since the color effect is not really working, maybe I set my brightness effect to -10. Let's see that. Oh yeah, we're making the squirrel black. We are burning down the squirrel. That's perfect. Or maybe we could make it white. Let's change it to 10. Oh yeah, we are sending it to heaven now. That's awesome. And yeah, now we got our detection working as well. So now we could actually make two new variables called school and lives. And I want both of these showing. We could just set our lives there. And I want this game to have only 3 lives. Maybe 5, maybe 5. This game will become hard, trust me. So at the top, we could set our lives to 3 and set our score to 0. And every time we click, we need to change our score by 1. If we did not click, change lives by -1. And as you can see, that does not work because obviously we are forever decreasing our lives and that will go on and on before it finally crashes. And even if I make this an if-else statement, if our mouse is not down, we need to change our lives by -1. It will just keep on decreasing, and even if we make this an if else, we need to put our mouse down and press somewhere else. Only then it would decrease our lives, and we don't want that. We need to decrease our life every time we miss something. So to do that, we need to make a new variable called check timer. So this would keep on checking our timer. So we could just set our check timer to 0 for now, and we need to do kind of the same thing we did here. We need to duplicate, remove all of this junk and place it before here. I hate you, Scratch. There we go. If our timer minus check timer is greater than our move interval, we could actually drag this. And if not touching mouse pointer, we need to change our lives by -1. There we go. So we could get rid of this whole animation thing and only change our lives. There we go. Could remove the clear graphic effects as well. And now it kind of works. It only decreases lives by 1. But, and even if we click the squirrel, the life still decreases because every time, no matter what, it decreases our life. So we don't want that. So if we are touching our mouse pointer, we need to again set our check timer to timer. So this should make sure that if we click our squirrel, the life does not decrease. We solved 2 problems using the timer block, which I think is really cool. Since we are done with our score and lives, now it's time to make our game hard. So to do that, we need to do with our move interval. So currently it's set as 1, which is a constant, and I don't want that. So we could actually make it switch according to the amount we score. So at first we could start at a basic level of 3, which is really easy. And then as we go on, we could make it hard. So if our score is greater than 0, we need to set our move interval variable, drag the score variable, put 0.1, and subtract it by our original value, which is 3. So if our score is 10, it would actually switch from every 2 seconds. And if we set our score to 20, it goes by 1 second. And if we set our score to 30, it actually goes to 0. We don't want it going to 0 seconds, that would be absurd. So for that, you could just put in this here and actually set a minimum value. So if our move interval is lesser than, let's say 0.5, we need to always set our move interval to 0.5. So I thought 0.5 would be a good minimum value, so we don't want it becoming fast than that. And as you can see, it now goes faster than the original value. So even if we go for something like 20, it becomes really fast. It becomes really fast, as you can see. So another problem we encounter is the animation. As you can see, okay, 0.5 is really hard. Good luck on that. Is the animation speed when we click our sprite. So we don't want it always to repeat 10. We could actually repeat it to a move interval times 10. We could actually change the ghost effect too. How would that look? Well, I think that looks good. So actually, I could drag this clear graphic effects all the way at the top before we go it. Yep, awesome. And we need to start sound squeaky pop. There we go. Awesome. Let's start sound playing. There we go. Awesome. So now we are almost done with our game, but we need to set a game over screen and a game beginning scene. So let's make that. Oh, what a lovely face you got. The last time I put game over, try again, loser. Scratch remove my project. Chimp. No music, unfortunately, since we are using only one script. But yeah, this is pretty much the whole game. We just made a whole game with just one script. Is this bad? Absolutely, but because we just used one script, I'm absolutely happy with the result. And if you want to, remix or play this, the links are on the description below. If Scratch doesn't ban the project again. So yeah, we are done with this challenge video, and if there's any more challenge videos that you want to recommend, make sure to comment it down below. And if you're watching this for the video, you're probably enjoying the content, so make sure to give this video a like and consider subscribing for more awesome videos.